Hey everyone, my name is Sam.
And I'm Angela, and we're Green Acre Homestead.
We are in the greenhouse today, and look who I found. She's still alive. She's not been in the past couple of videos because, why?
I've been working.
And what'd you tell me though? It was boring.
Well, that too.
She doesn't think painting a greenhouse is fun or doing bracing is fun, and I tell you what, I don't know what's wrong with you. I had a blast. Many of you have asked us, and now it's finally time to see what we chose to cover our greenhouse with. And we chose plastic. Now, this is not some off-the-shelf plastic you get from the hardware store. This is specifically dedicated, designed, and made for greenhouse use. This is 12 mil thick and has a middle layer of woven, I guess, mesh or crisscross patterns of fibers to really give this a lot of strength and durability. I guess you could say this is reinforced greenhouse plastic.
Oh no.
Well, we have come to discover that we've got to unroll this entire thing. 9 feet wide, 120 feet long, because it's kind of folded and twisted and origamied in here. So our only place to do this is literally like the entire backyard. So here we go. Right out of the box, this is guaranteed for 7 years of constant use in a greenhouse environment, commercial environment, against any kind of discoloration, deterioration, problems with UV, and all sorts of stuff like that. In addition to blocking the harmful UV rays, this plastic is also a little bit diffuse. As you'll see, it is more white than clear. This softens the light and makes it less harsh, and is supposed to do better in a greenhouse environment as well. After spending this much money in the greenhouse, I wasn't about to just trust any kind of plastic or do something off the shelf, and went with a professional greenhouse product. We're out here this afternoon with the goal of putting the plastic on the roof. This has been a long time coming. The other day, Angela was out here with me, and we're kind of talking through, and I explained to her what my idea was for the plastic, and then you had a much better idea. So, since it's your idea, tell us,
Gosh, I don't know.
how are we putting the plastic on the roof?
Well, we're starting at one end with it all rolled up, and we unroll it and tack it down a little bit, and unroll it a little bit more and tack it down some more.
Pretty basic. We're going to do the roof in 2 sections. This rectangle will be a piece, and that rectangle will be a piece. I don't know how else better to explain it, so let's just put the camera in the corner and get up there and start working.
You can.
What are you going to do? I'm almost halfway through half of this roof. The first part was really difficult to do. I did not give myself enough overhang over the ridge because I assumed, don't assume, that the factory cut edge was perfectly straight, and it started to waver and move a little bit. So I stopped the presses, pulled it off, give myself plenty of overhang, top and bottom, and that is going much, much better. I don't have to be as concerned as far as is this thing kind of tracking one way or another within a couple of inches. I just have to worry about keeping it tight between the rafters, and it seems to be doing well so far. So, all right, let me move the camera so you're not just getting a whole lot of butt shots, and we'll keep the party rolling.
It's nice right here.
Yeah, it gives you shade. Shade.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot in here though.
Yep. Hadn't heard that before.
Nope.
Yay! Half the roof's done.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Here's a look at our method for cutting the plastic. We drag it out and we will measure from the end up 17 feet 6 inches because the greenhouse is roughly 16 feet and I have enough extra that I ordered that I can be a little bit wasteful. It's a lot better to be more plastic up there than less plastic. Anyway, so we're going to measure on each end of the plastic up 17.5 feet. Then we take this 4x4, lay it down, and use a marker, draw a line, and cut it with scissors. This plastic cuts really easily with scissors. So, no scissors allowed in the garden, ever again. Come in close for this part. Here's a look at the plastic and how it overlaps. There is a good foot overlap on each side of the ridge, so this should really keep it from leaking, or more importantly, have the wind blow it off. These strips of wood on the roof are holding the plastic down on both sides, so I really don't expect this to go anywhere, especially with the ridge cap that I'm getting ready to stick on this thing. Really, it's not going to go anywhere, I hope. If it does, we got bigger problems. So I've got one last furring strip to do up here on the roof, but I want to wait to do that and go ahead and install the ridge cap, which is a decorative piece that I made that really just helps lock the whole roof together, but really is for looks more than anything. The furring strip and the overlapping plastic was really secure and tight as it is, but to take things up a notch, make it that much more pretty, I made this really cool decorative frilly ridge beam. Just because. Why not? Yay. Let's get down off this ladder before we fall.
Ready for the ascent.
Yep, this is where we see what exactly the strength load of this roof is, I guess. Oh. Whew. I barely reached that. I'd like slowly exhale all my air out. I'm trying my best not to have to get all the way up here. I need you to get me some scrap 2x4 so I can lay on right here. I'm not that brave, so I put me some safety boards up here. I'm gonna pin them with these screws real quick. Alright, I'll just lay down. That was not fun, but it's done. Done. Here's a look at the roof, guys. There is a tiny bit of curve or wave in this top board. I think it may have moved a little bit whenever I cut it with the saw and it sat out here for a day or two. But you're only ever going to see it if you're up here. So enjoy it now. It's the only time you're ever going to see this. Otherwise, it's done. It looks great. This roof is super tight. This plastic is super strong. I'll tell you a story about that in a second. But looks great. I'm ready to get down off this ladder now. I smell good.
There's a slight aroma.
You know what that smell is? You know what aroma that is?
Hard work.
Scared being up on the roof.
What was that pucker factor, honey?
It's a good thing my bottom was facing the sky, I guess. Otherwise, we'd have some holes in the roof.
It's terrible.
You're picturing it. Like a belly button with teeth.
It looks great.
It does look great. Oh my goodness. Thank the Lord. Thank goodness. It's you know, we had a plan, but you can have the best plan you want and it will still go all to pieces. So
And take days instead of hours.
yes, we're lucky and blessed. And that was the hardest part of the greenhouse plastic for sure.
Probably the hardest part of the whole greenhouse. I don't know.
It's definitely the most stressful.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I do not regret doing the roof in 2 sections.
No.
I don't see how we ever would have got it done if it was one sheet of plastic.
No.
And a lot of greenhouses that you'll see, or I've seen, you'll see, whatever, everybody sees, they like cover the whole thing at once. Which I guess is great for hoop houses where you don't attach it on the roof. But on something like this is the only way to go. So if you're looking to build a wooden one, do this. At least that's our recommendation.
It worked really well doing the rolling it out and doing it bit by bit instead of leaning over the whole roof at the once.
It did. And that was her idea.
I may not be able to execute it, but I can think it up.
You give good orders and direction. I can surely agree with that one. Well, what do you think of the little fancy frilly thing I did at the top?
I think it's cute. It reminds me of like an old carnival tent or something like that. It's cool.
So we put a circus tent on the top of our hill.
Our neighbors will love it.
Might as well. It sounds like a circus out here most of the time.
It does.
Well, the boys are down there freaking out in the car, ready to leave. They're getting to go to Mimi's house to plant some...
Lilac bushes.
Yeah, lilac bushes, flower stuff. So, go ahead and let you run for that one. I am going to happily stay home and rest after I clean up all my stuff. Well, we appreciate all of you guys coming along. If you have any questions or comments or anything, leave them for us down below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on the homestead.
See you guys. Bye.
So here's the funny story. I was up there straddling the rafters, and it was about the point of no return that I realized, oh crap, oh crap. So Angela grabbed me two 2x4s that are left over, long enough to straddle at least 3 rafters. One of them did 4. So I was able to put some little screws in, or not little screws, big screws in, sticking out a little bit. Put them here, and that way the 2x4s wouldn't slide down on me. I was able to use that as kind of a kneel on and stand on type situation. It was still terrible. So I was up at the top, and I was getting that last screw in, and myself slipped off of the rafter. And I was like, boom, like immediately in hammock mode. And that was really scary. But, testament to the roof. It didn't tear, it didn't drop me through it, and it's still tight. You can't, like, tell that a body was laying up there. Oh. Things that are funny once they're done and over and your feet are safely back on the ground. So big kudos to, I guess, me for spending the extra money to buy the really thick, durable, heavy duty, might have to hold your big butt between the rafters because you slipped off the rafter, greenhouse plastic. We're not supposed to have any wind in the forecast, but you guys know how things go out here. So we'll put this guy to work, pinning down the plastic and everything, making sure it's buttoned down because we don't want all of our hard work to just blow away overnight because the weatherman was wrong. Alright, she's all buttoned down, roof is done. Yeah, there's trim to do, but that's going to hold off and wait to see how the sides pan out. I want to make sure that the plastic on the sides are overlapped by the roof, if we can do that. So, leaving it long, got it tacked down and good enough for now. Appreciate all you guys watching. If you're not a subscriber, we'd love to have you join us. Hit that subscribe button, make sure to give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and do all that awesome stuff. Otherwise, see you guys next time on the homestead, in the greenhouse, in the garden, in the house, in the backyard, chickens, sheep, workshop. There's no telling, but we'll see you then.